Well, yeah. For Navy Women's Lacrosse in 2023, we're just so, as a coaching staff with Brindy Griffin and Brooke Shriver, we just are so excited and happy for this team. We were locked in, ready to play, and it was a quick turnaround, as you know, because our last regular season game was on Friday. So BU played us tough the first time around, but our focus on today's game was really and truly just leaning on each other and playing Navy Women's Lacrosse the way we have defined it and playing, through for 4 straight quarters. We were leaning on each other, trusting in each other, and knowing that the game plan and what we had prepared was enough for us to get through this game. And that was the real focus of today. A little concerned after Friday. We came back and practiced yesterday, a little bit beat up, and the weather didn't help because we were in the cold for a long time and wet. But that's what Navy Women's Lacrosse does, in the stadium, on the field. That's kind of like what we train for here at the Naval Academy, is to be prepared, play for each other, lean on each other, and in tough times, pull through.
The difference in your mind between the previous meeting with Boston and this one?
That's a great, question. It was, I believe BU has, they won themselves into the championship, so they were coming in with momentum, and defeating us up at Boston, again, was a tribute to their coaching staff and being well prepared. I'm not trying to suggest we went up there with a great game plan. Things in several of the quarters just really weren't going our way. And I do believe at one point, we just got, maybe lost confidence. And when you do that, you start to play tight, tense, and tentative. So we felt no matter what, if the game is close, if we're down by 10, if we're up by 10, we wanted to play through and not really play to maybe a voice in your head that says, oh my gosh, we're not doing well, but just go back to basics, next ground ball, next defensive stop, next draw control. Perhaps that loss really ignited us to appreciate that we're a tough team. We respect everybody that we play. And with that, we had the opportunity, it just so happened we could have played any of the teams coming into before yesterday, maybe before Thursday, because it was like a 5-way tie. I know Chris can defer to that. But to play BU again, it was just an opportunity for us to really show that we matched up well. We can never get back to loss at BU, but certainly to be in this situation, you rarely get an opportunity maybe to play someone twice, particularly in lacrosse, maybe in basketball. So to have this opportunity to move forward and advance to the semifinals is something very special.
It seemed like in the first 5 minutes, especially, the passing was really crisp. Was that something that you emphasized a lot more? I know Loyola has a really good defense, but you made great strides in the last few days in your pass. Really, Loyola defines themselves by playing great defense and really be really a threat offensively. Playing Loyola, we just wanted to know what we would gain out of that game. An opportunity to know that we played tough. There were lapses in a couple quarters, and they snuck by some early offense goals. But, without those early offensive goals, it could have been a closer game, like 8-7. However, what we do is try to – our opponent for us isn't necessarily our enemy. Our opponent is an opportunity for us to grow and to learn. And what could we gain? What were our takeaways from playing Loyola? I think one of the things is we played them awfully tough, on Friday night, despite the score. And we had to know that in doing that, we had to turn around and be tough today. So I think we're fully invested and committed in being able to know that we had to come out strong in the first quarter and continue that rise throughout the whole game. Yeah, Emily defines for our team,
resilience, and overcoming, a little adversity when she got hurt, but coming back stronger than ever. And I think now she's just reaching her stride. But I really defined, I think, by an early play of Emily Messinese, where she was riding hard in the midfield, came up with the ball, got down on the offensive end, and finished. I think that is truly what a midfielder does. And many times it's a lot of expectations for midfielders, for lungs for days, to be resilient, to get back on D and play tough D, and then to be able to offensively ignite our offense, play together as a great teammate, and be one of the finishers on our offensive end. That is Emily Messinese.
The reward for winning, obviously, is a rematch with Army.
Yeah.
The last game seemed to be really physical, maybe perhaps the most physical game of the year. What do you have to do differently to beat Army?
Yeah, I mean, we have to play clean. We might have gotten a little bit, in our heads about results. So in an opportunity to play Army, it's just one of our players, Casey Feinstein, said it best last night after our team meal. She just wanted to have another opportunity because she loves this team to step out on the field together and to continue to be together. And, that's what our focus is on Thursday. It's another opportunity for Navy Women's Lacrosse to go out and to play together. Army's awfully tough. Army's tough. And, with that, we have to be ready and rested and ready to go when the whistle blows on Thursday.
Thoughts about the game?
I think we really just came out and played a full 60 minutes of lacrosse, and we do the best when everyone on the field is involved, and you can see that in the stats. Having 8 different goal scorers out of our 20 goals is really when you can see the success in our team, and we're really lucky to have the depth we do on the field. And from the defense to the attack side, it just takes everyone to get a good win like that.
Boston, when a team switches their goalies like they did twice today, how does that affect your mindset and what you're trying to do on offense? And did it have an effect? Because both times they switched the goalies, they went on a little bit of a run. Did it affect the offense at all?
I don't think it really affects the offense that much. I think one of our biggest things this year has been just focusing on ourselves. And obviously, we scout the other team, we scout their goalies. But the main thing is getting in, tucking your stick, and finishing around the goalie. And I think one of the big things was with the second goalie they put in, she was kind of playing out a little bit higher. So at halftime, we talked about that a little bit and just finishing around her and taking an extra second. But other than that, I think we just keep pushing forward and keep playing the offense that we play, and that's how we win.
Did it help you from a weather standpoint to have gone through what you did on Friday? Was it just no big deal today because of that in part?
I think it definitely helped. It was a lot colder on Friday, so today was like nothing compared to Friday. And I think this whole season we've gotten used to playing in the rain, and especially at home, which, gives us a little bit of an advantage.
Do you want to go as far as saying you prefer wet conditions on Thursday against Army?
I wouldn't say I prefer wet conditions, but we're definitely ready and prepared to play in those conditions if we have to.
Speaking of Army, it sounded like to beat Army at the end of Blue and Gold was a little bit louder than normal. Was I listening too closely, or is there something behind that?
I think you're definitely right. I think now, going into this week, we're really going to be focusing on what we need to do to win. And since we've already played them, we're able to look back in that film and look back on what we did well and what we didn't, and kind of change from that. And I think that will be really helpful to have everyone wanting to play them again. And it's a big rivalry, so it means a lot to us to get to play them again and get to show them that we're the better team.
The coach talked about the physicality of that match and said one of the keys is going to be to play a cleaner game. Obviously, Navy had a ton of fouls in that game. Talk to me about what you need to do to beat Army this time and play a cleaner game.
Yeah, I think that we just need to play more in control, play body D, and when we do that, that's when we have the most calls turnovers in the ride and on the defensive end. And I think it obviously makes it harder for a team to score if we're 7v7 versus 6v7, or in the Army game we were 5v7 and they got a few goals off of that. And I think majority of their goals were when we were man down. So I think if we can clean that up a lot, then we'll have no problem.
You talked about the balanced scorers. Also seemed like the passing was a lot more crisp in the beginning of the game. Is that something you worked on a lot after the previous 2 losses?
Yes, we definitely worked on moving the ball a lot quicker and staying wide, and also just playing free, not having to call plays as much, just playing lacrosse and playing with each other. And I think that's how we played throughout this game, which made it really easy for everyone to see the lanes and score.
After I think it was your first goal, you took a shot there. What happened? I didn't see it on the replay.
Yeah, so the second slide came over and I kind of got cross-checked in the stomach and got the wind knocked out of me, but it ended up being good afterwards.